Business news: Nigeria's foremost financial institution and leading innovator, Wema Bank, has signed a credit facility of $50 million with ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development (EBID). Funds reserved specifically to support and promote empowerment initiatives for Wema Bank's diverse customers. This revolutionary event held earlier in the week in Lomé, Togo. The $50 million credit facility assigned to Wema Bank aligns with EBID's strategy of impacting SMEs across the sub-region via partnership with banks and reputable financial institutions that have a significant reach within the sub-region. With this facility, Wema Bank will now extend its already functional loan disbursement capacity to positively impact more Nigerians and business owners across the country. Now, an expert in the financial sector has shed more light to the impact of interest rates and inflation rates associated to the Nigerian economy. According to the Chief Investment Officer of AfriInvest West Africa, Mr. Robert Omotunde, while speaking on our flagship business program, Business Nigeria, he described the situation as disturbing and stated that the continuous hike in lending rates by the CBN will not only trigger cost of borrowing, will further lead to higher inflation.
When OMO rates and treasury bills rates and bonds yields are rising, what is the implication on the real economy? You know, the very easy one that you can pick is that with rising interest rate, you know, banks will keep raising their interest rate. And when people go to their banks, they pay more. Manufacturers pay more, you know, to get funding from the banks.
Yeah.
And when they do that, what then happens? You know, if the so-called manufacturers have the opportunity to increase their own prices, they will do so to reflect the high interest rate they are paying to the banks. That's one way. If they don't have opportunity to hike the interest rate, they will absorb the cost and the prices remain the same. So from those two scenarios I painted, and whether it is a commercial paper issuance where interest rate is higher, the effect is the same. Now, in the first instance, if you hike interest rate and then the banks lend at a higher cost, and producers buy at a much higher interest rate, and they pass the cost to consumer, the implication is still more higher prices, and higher prices means higher inflation.
Well, the federal government wants manufacturers to embrace technological advancements and innovation as a driver of economic development in the country. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Doris Uzoka Anete, disclosed this at the 7th edition of the Nigerian Manufacturing and Equipment Expo and the Nigerian Raw Materials Exposition, which held in Lagos. Now, the Deputy Director of Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Olumiwa Ajayi Adeyi, who represented the minister, added that there is need for deliberate attention to develop the non-oil sector through manufacturing processes, marginal attention to sustain their manufacturing activities.
We are convinced that manufacturing has always been a critical driver of any economic development and is crucial for sustainable growth and job creation. It has the potential to transform our nation's economy, diversify our revenue sources, and reduce our dependence on oil.
Man has taken the challenge of leading the manufacturing sector to play a vital role in the nation's vision of becoming one of the leading industrialized economies in Africa. The NIRAM Expo is aimed at creating a platform where stakeholders in the raw material supply chain will come together to synergize, display, and trade in available resources and raw materials with the users of these products.
Nigerian economy. We are bringing manufacturing equipment and raw materials together to form a value chain that should advance the cause of manufacturing in Nigeria. As you are all aware, for more than 50 years, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has been committed to promoting an environment that is conducive for manufacturing business in Nigeria.
In other news, to empower and instill confidence in young girls, women in management, business, and public service, organize mentorship programs across the country. under the theme Big Sister Program. The initiative specifically targeted girls aged 14 to 18 in selected secondary schools. Ifunaya Eze reports.
The WIMBI's Big Sister Program is an ongoing initiative dedicated to mentoring women and girls nationwide. The latest advocacy took place at Government Senior College, Ikoyi, Lagos. The facilitators emphasized the program's focus on young girls in secondary schools, aiming to provide them with life skills, boost confidence, and enhance leadership capacity, ultimately preparing them for post-secondary life.
Our focus is on the young girls because we think that if women are in positions of leadership, they can impact society positively. And you can already tell, we make up half of the population. So you can't build a nation without ensuring that the other half of the population is equally represented. So we think that catch them young at this stage, let them have role models, that they can look up to and tell themselves that yes, we can do it. And we believe that they will do it. So far, we've touched about 3,000, we've impacted about 3,500 girls. So I'm saying in 2 years, we should be able to do about 15,000.
This event is also simultaneously happening in another school in Lagos here, as well as also there's a school in Nasarawa as well as in Abia State that we are also replicating this same curriculum for. And we know that, yes, like you said, rightly said, little drops, but eventually we'll make a mighty ocean. But what we're trying to do also is also for you to remember that when you do instill the right values, the right moral values, that skills in one person, there is also that ripple effect that it has. And that is what we are hoping to achieve. That, okay, we tell this child today, we tell them today that these are the tips for you to help build your self-confidence and self-esteem for you to become a better person.
Participants and the school authority expressed appreciation for WIMBI's efforts in training the girls, recognizing the acquired knowledge as instrumental in shaping their future.
They are exemplary. They are going to serve as mentor to the students. And the students will also read above the line that at the end of the day, they can also make it big the way these WIMBIG women are coming to talk to them about.
With my imaginations, I'm seeing myself being in a very big company, just as they are now. I'm seeing myself like going to some schools to explain more things to them and to tell them how Big Sisters have impacted my life also.
Women in Management, Business and Public Service, a non-profit organization with a 22-year history, has consistently implemented programs inspiring and empowering women in both the public and private sectors. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, the bullish run on the NGX was halted today as the all-share index fell by 0.019%. Losers on the equities markets see analyzing Prestige Assurance Company International Breweries, UPDC Real Estate Investment Trust, and FBN Holdings PLC. On the top gainers chart, we have a Unity Bank, we have a RT Briscoe, we have the likes of Dar Communications PLC, followed by Mercure Industries, and then Multiverse Mining Exploration.